All right, diving in today, we're tackling your reaction to The Bad Seed. That 1956 film, man, what a classic thriller. Your take on it was really something. You're
Mhm.
going deep on your observations, especially those questions you had about Rhoda, those really captivating performances, and that ending. Oh man, that ending. Yeah, gave me chills.
You really picked up on the film's undercurrents right away. It was fascinating. Like you just knew something wasn't quite right with Rhoda from the moment she appeared.
Okay, so for those who haven't seen it, picture this. 1956, right? Think innocence, idyllic family life. The film opens on this picnic, totally harmless looking, by a creek. Kids are running around, parents are enjoying the sunshine. But like you said in your reaction, something feels off almost immediately.
That's one of the things the film does so well, the contrast. You have this idyllic setting, but this creeping sense of dread, like it lulls you in and then bam.
And you can't forget that lack of color. You nailed it. It
Right.
just adds to that unsettling feeling, like all those shadows, you know, lurking beneath this perfect world.
Exactly. Remember, it's 1956 and color films are becoming a thing. So shooting the bad seed in black and white, that was intentional. It emphasizes how dark and psychologically complex this story gets.
That picnic scene, on the surface, pure Americana, right?
Mhm.
But you saw right through it. It becomes this unsettling backdrop for everything that unfolds. It shatters that image of innocence right away.
It's the foreshadowing, pure brilliance. The picnic's like a metaphor. Everything seems perfect on the surface, but underneath, darkness.
And then there's Rhoda. Man, you were spot on about her from the get-go. That scene with the penmanship medal, when she loses and her reaction is just so chilling, that was a huge tell for you, right?
It goes way beyond typical kid disappointment, that's for sure, that reaction. It reveals something really unsettling, a complete lack of empathy. The film uses that small moment to hint at something much darker to come.
And the medal disappearing. That really got the wheels turning for you.
That missing medal, it's more than just a plot device, it's symbolic. It represents Rhoda's ambition, how far she'll go to get what she wants, and it's just chilling.
And you were really disturbed by her reaction to Claude's death, and I gotta say, so was I. Just the lack of empathy, no tears, just blankness, bone-chilling.
That scene is where it really hits you that something is off. It makes you question everything you thought you knew about children and innocence. It's like, can a child really be this way? It's unsettling.
You know, for a while there, you even suspected Leroy the handyman. And I have to admit, I kind of did too. That's how good the movie is at messing with your head.
It totally is. They use Leroy as a red herring classic thriller move. They make you think it's him, then bam, the truth hits you like a ton of bricks.
But really, Christine, Rhoda's mom, her story is heartbreaking. You really connected with her, and I totally get it. Imagine that your own child. It's every parent's worst nightmare.
She's going through it. To even think your child could do those things, the film doesn't hold back on how raw and terrifying that is for her.
You were really struck by Christine's fears about adoption, too. That scene where she talks about inherited traits. Like, it really got to you. And it ties into that nature versus nurture thing, which the film really digs into.
Exactly. It's what makes the bad seed so powerful. It makes you think, is Rhoda born evil or is it something deeper, passed down? It's a question we're still asking today.
And you picked up on those little things, those motifs like the weather reports, Bessie, coming up again and again. You felt they meant something, and you were so right. It's those details that make this film something special.
They're like clues the filmmakers left for us to find. And for viewers paying attention like you, they add a whole other layer to the story.
And that climax, the face-off between Christine and Rhoda, you were floored. And I don't blame you one bit.
Yeah.
That scene stays with you.
That's where you see how truly dark it gets. The way Rhoda confesses, so calm, no remorse. It's unsettling, man. Pure evil hiding in plain sight.
And then Christine has to make that choice. Protect her daughter, knowing what she's done, or do what's right. Imagine being in that position. In your video, you even asked, how can a parent even deal with that?
That's a question people have struggled with forever. There's no easy answer. And the fact that Christine chooses to protect Rhoda, even knowing what she is, well, that says a lot about a mother's love, even when it's tough.
And that ending. Oh man, that ending. That lightning strike, it really got to you. Divine intervention. Or just a cruel twist of fate. It made everyone think, what does it all mean? I mean, talk about an ending that leaves you thinking, divine justice. Or just a final gut punch in a movie full of them.
That's what makes it so powerful, right? It doesn't try to tie everything up neatly. It makes you wrestle with it. What is evil? Is there such a thing as redemption?
Yeah.
Heavy stuff.
And I love how you noticed that last scene with Rhoda and her dad.
Hmm.
It's like they just go back to normal after all that. You said it was heartwarming, but also kind of messed up. I get it. It makes you think.
It's a product of its time, you know? Back then, audiences wanted that closure, even if it felt kind of off compared to how dark the rest of the film was. It's like they wanted you to feel safe leaving the theater, but still, that unease lingers.
Yeah, like deep down, some things just don't get fixed that easily. You're left with a ton of questions, and it's no wonder. What happens to Rhoda? Does she ever pay for what she did? Does that darkness ever really go away?
Those are the questions that stick with you, right? And that's the mark of a truly great film. It gets people talking, makes you look inside yourself a little, challenges how you see good and evil.
You even wondered, what about Rhoda today? Would
Mm.
she be, like, diagnosed? Would she get help? Would she even face consequences?
It's crazy, right? A movie from almost 70 years ago still makes you think about today. It makes you think about how we deal with the dark side of human nature as a society.
The Bad Seed definitely isn't a feel-good movie, but it takes you on a wild ride, and you're left thinking long after it's over.
And sometimes those are the best kinds of stories, right? The ones that stay with you, make you question things. This deep dive has been a trip, really digging into all those big
Yeah,
questions.
absolutely. So if you want a film that gets under your skin, makes you rethink everything you thought about innocence and evil, The Bad Seed is it. Just maybe leave the lights on.